was 20 past midnight in a quiet residential street in Easton, Bristol. Rain had fallen earlier, leaving the pavement glistening under the soft orange glow of Victorian-era street lamps. Inside a tastefully renovated 1930s semi-detached house, white render, black-framed sash windows, and a bright red front door, Emilia moved like a shadow. At 20, she was sharp, stylish, and convinced she knew better than the rules laid down by her mother. Dressed in ripped black jeans, a cropped white hoodie layered under a long black puffer jacket, and spotless white trainers, she had spent 10 minutes double-checking that the floorboards wouldn't creak. Her dark, shoulder-length hair was tied back in a messy bun, and a swipe of concealer hid the faint puffiness under her eyes from too many late-night study sessions. A small crossbody bag held her phone, lip gloss, and enough cash for drinks. She believed the house was empty. Her mum, Lorna, a senior nurse at Southmead Hospital, was supposed to be on a night shift until 7 a.m. And her older sister, Maya, had texted 2 days ago saying she was staying in London for a weekend workshop with her law firm. Emilia had even checked her mum's car, it was gone from the driveway. She descended the staircase slowly, heart thudding. One hand gripped the banister, the other clutched her phone, open to an Uber waiting just around the corner. The plan was simple: meet her uni mates at a flat party in Stokes Croft, dance until 3 a.m., grab a kebab on the way home, and slip back in before anyone noticed. But as she reached the bottom step, the soft blue glow of a laptop screen flickered in the living room. Emilia froze. Maya sat cross-legged on the grey linen sofa, wearing black jogging bottoms and an oversized university hoodie, her dark curls pulled into a high ponytail. She looked up from her screen, eyes narrowing. "Going somewhere?" Emilia forced a laugh. "Oh, hey. I thought you were in London. Workshop got cancelled. Got back around 10. Maya tilted her head. "At midnight. In full makeup. With your good jacket. For a walk. I just needed air," Emilia said, her voice too high, too quick. Maya didn't blink. "Your phone just pinged." Uber ETA. 2 minutes. Destination: Jamaica Street. Emilia's stomach dropped. Jamaica Street was known for its student flats and its rowdy weekend parties. Before she could fabricate another lie, a car pulled into the driveway. Headlights swept across the bay window. The front door clicked open. Lorna stood there, still in her royal blue NHS scrubs, her nurse's ID badge dangling from her lanyard. Her dark skin was ashen with exhaustion, and her usually neat bun had loosened into frizzy tendrils. She held a reusable coffee cup in one hand and her work bag in the other. Her eyes moved from Maya's tense posture to Emilia's guilty stance by the door. "Emilia," she said, voice low. "What's going on?" The kitchen was warm but silent except for the hum of the fridge. Lorna had taken off her scrubs jacket and now stood at the island counter, arms folded. Maya leaned against the breakfast bar, arms crossed too, mirroring her mother's posture. Emilia stood near the kettle, avoiding eye contact. "Jamaica Street," Lorna finally said. "Do you even know whose flat that is?" "It's just Alicia's cousin's place," Emilia muttered. "A bunch of us from sociology are going. And you thought it was fine to sneak out past midnight without telling anyone after everything we've talked about?" "I'm 20, Mum. I'm not a child. You live under my roof," Lorna said firmly, though her voice trembled slightly. "That means you follow my rules. Not because I want to control you, but because I care." She rubbed her temples. "2 girls your age were mugged near Old Market last week. One ended up in A&E with a concussion. I held her hand while she cried for her mum. Emilia looked down. I'd have been fine, would you? Maya cut in. Because I saw your draft Instagram story, Party Vibes Blackheart, tagged at 27, Jamaica Street. That's the same flat that got raided by police in October for noise complaints and underage drinking. I googled it. Emilia flushed. Lorna stepped closer. You lied. You sneaked. You put yourself at risk. And you made me wake up wondering if my baby was safe or if I'd get a call from the police. Her voice cracked. After your dad, after everything. I can't do that again. The room went still. Their father had died 5 years ago, and Lorna had worked double shifts ever since to keep them in their home, in their school, in their routines. Emilia knew that. She just forgot. Or chose to. Maya sighed. She doesn't get it, Mum. Lorna looked at Emilia, really looked. Not with anger, but with a deep, aching disappointment. Maybe she needs to feel the weight of what she's done. Emilia's breath hitched. She knew what was coming. Turn around, Lorna said quietly. Hands on the table. Emilia's eyes widened. Mum, now. Trembling, Emilia walked to the oak kitchen table, the same one they'd eaten Sunday roasts at since she was 6, and placed her palms flat on the cool wood. She could hear her own heartbeat in her ears. Lorna didn't yell. She didn't rant. She simply stepped behind her daughter, raised her hand, and delivered 5 firm swats over Emilia's jeans. Each one stung, not cruelly, but sharply enough to make Emilia gasp and squeeze her eyes shut. It was over in seconds. When it was done, Lorna pulled her into a tight hug. Emilia buried her face in her mother's shoulder, tears finally spilling over. This isn't about hurting you, Lorna whispered. It's about you understanding that actions have consequences and that I will always, always protect you, even when you push me away. She stepped back, wiping her own eyes. Your punishment: no phone for 10 days. No social outings for 2 weeks. You'll help with shopping, laundry, and cooking. And you'll write a proper apology not just to me, but to Maya, for lying to her too. Emilia nodded, sniffling. Yes, Mum. Maya handed her a tissue. You scared us, she said softly. Emilia whispered, I'm sorry. But the real apology, the real understanding, would take time. The next morning, Emilia woke before dawn. Her backside still ached faintly, but it was nothing compared to the heaviness in her chest. She crept downstairs to find Lorna already at the table, sipping tea and reviewing rotas for her ward. Without a word, Emilia boiled the kettle, warmed the teapot the British way, and made 2 mugs, milk first, 2 sugars for Mum. Lorna looked up, surprised. You didn't have to. I know. Over the next week, Emilia kept her head down. She folded laundry with military precision, scrubbed the bathroom tiles, and walked to the local Tesco Metro to buy ingredients for shepherd's pie. She even sat with Lorna one evening as she sorted through hospital bills, offering to help with budgeting apps. One afternoon, while vacuuming the hallway, she noticed a dusty photo album tucked under the console table. Inside were pictures of her mum as a young woman working night shifts, studying for nursing exams, holding baby Emilia in a tiny council flat. On the back of one photo, in faded ink, gave up new coat to buy Em's first school shoes. Worth it. Emilia sat on the stairs and cried. She hadn't just broken a rule. She'd disrespected years of silent sacrifice. Her mum had given up everything: comfort, free time, even grief, to give her and Maya stability. And what had Emilia done? Treated it all as if it were owed to her. That night, she wrote a letter. Not a quick SRY text, but 3 pages in neat handwriting. She admitted her selfishness, her arrogance, her fear of being seen as uncool for having rules. She thanked Maya for always looking out for her, even when she pushed her away. And she promised, truly promised, to earn back their trust. On the 10th day, Lorna handed back her phone after dinner. Emilia powered it on, but instead of opening Instagram or WhatsApp, she opened Google Calendar. She created a shared family schedule, adding her lectures, library hours, and even coffee dates with friends. She turned the screen to Lorna. "So you'll always know where I am." Lorna smiled faintly. "And if plans change, I'll call. Or text." Immediately, Maya raised an eyebrow. "No more midnight escapes." "Not unless I'm inviting you both," Emilia said. Half joking. Lorna pulled out a sheet of paper. "Then let's make it official." They drafted a simple family respect agreement: honesty first, safety always, and weekly Sunday dinners no matter what. Emilia signed it with a flourish. That evening, they settled on the sofa under a thick, cream-colored throw blanket. Rain pattered against the windows. Lorna rested her head on Maya's shoulder. Emilia curled up at her mum's feet, just like she used to as a child. On the TV, Line of Duty played softly, a British institution they all loved. Outside, Bristol slept. Inside, the house was full of warmth, quiet laughter, and the unspoken promise that love wasn't about control, it was about showing up, even when it was hard. Emilia glanced at the mantel, where a photo of her dad smiled back at them. She knew he'd be proud. And for the first time in weeks, she felt like she truly belonged, not just in the house, but in the family.